You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I've got your 2-week spoilers for June 9th through the 20th. Nick is dealing with a mess, and Adam is feeling pretty threatened. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. We got so much to talk about. Please click subscribe if you're not following us, and let's get started on Monday, June 9th. Daniel talks to Phyllis about healing with Tessa and with music, but Phyllis is busy yapping about France and Dumas and her big plan. Daniel thinks pretty much it's just wacky nonsense, but Phyllis insists nobody in town wants to hire her. Daniel thinks Phyllis is desperate, and then she lashes out, says Daniel has no ambition. Phyllis claims she's doing this all for him, but Daniel doesn't want any of it. And then Phyllis says the mystery man is going to beg her to work with him and calls her son Daniel a buzzkill. Sharon, meanwhile, tells Nick she just can't go to France. She's quite worried about Mariah, says her daughter needs her. Sharon thinks Mariah has got some sort of Ian-related PTSD. Nick's bummed she can't go, and Sharon wants to know why he wants her there. Sharon's being so thirsty about Nick lately. And he gives her a very blasé answer that he thinks the trip's going to be drama, the party's going to be drama, and Sharon is somebody who can keep him calm. There's nothing romantic in what he says, but I'm sure she's hearing hearts and flowers. Daniel asks Sharon and Nick to please talk to Phyllis because she's just losing it. Nick isn't optimistic they'll get through to her, but Sharon and Nick do chat with Phyllis on Monday. And of course, Sharon just has to drop the fact that she was Nick's +1 at Nikki's party. Phyllis says she's going to France, and Sharon's probably not pleased about that because Nick's going to France. Meanwhile, Tessa is pleading with her wife, Mariah, to please tell her what happened that has her so upset. But she can't tell Tessa. She's too afraid to. Mariah says it's dangerous, but she opens up a little. Mariah tells Tessa that these thoughts of Ian were haunting her while she was on her business trip, and she got drunk to just kind of shut that all down. And then Mariah starts blaming herself for Ian's wicked deeds, including Heather's death, Lucy's grief, Sharon being taken, Victor being shot, all of that. And then we're going to get a flashback on Monday to Mariah drinking with this older man. I'm going to say he's Ian-esque. He's the right age. He's got the silver hair, all that. She takes his hand and then snaps out of it. Tessa still wants to talk, but Mariah just is freaked out by this flashback. She runs off to Crimson Lights, runs into Daniel, snaps at him. And when Tessa catches up to her, Mariah yells at her wife and says, "Leave me alone." Tuesday, June 10th, we've got Victor demanding that Audra play dirty, and she do it now. So Victor did get the invites to the party Audra wanted, but says it's on her to get Kyle there. Meanwhile, Holden, her ex, is eavesdropping on Audra and Victor. Holden and Damian are tested as friends. Now, Holden's basically fired because Dumas told Damian to fire him after he fired Damian. So he offered to Holden he would try to get him a job at Winters, and he turned Damian down. But I think Holden may be making a demand for him to help get him into that party because Holden is so super fixated on Audra right now. Also on Tuesday, Jack tells Diane he thinks they should go ahead and go to the party in France and just see what's up. Turns out she had already added it to their schedule. Diane is 2 steps ahead. On Wednesday, June 11th, Sally is in defense mode about Billy. So Adam may have run a hit piece on Newman Media against Billy just to appease Victor, or it could be Sally having to protect Billy from yet another attack from Phyllis. Victor, meanwhile, tells Adam he better follow orders or else. This is ongoing pressure by Victor, ongoing threats that Adam must attack Billy using the media outlet. Victor wants to be Adam's first choice, not Chelsea, and makes that very, very clear. Devon and Abby and Lily are all at Nate's this week talking. They're all kind of stressed out. It's all about Mystery Man's Friday the 13th shindig. And Chelsea wants advice from Nikki. So Chelsea might be asking Nikki for tips on handling Victor. She may tell her that Adam's being pressured to attack Billy and Chelsea hates it, but Victor won't let up. Nikki is Victor's biggest enabler. I've said this here so much. She's like the only one that could probably influence him to be better, but she always wimps out, and it's really bothering me. Thursday, June 12th, Audra is hiding a couple of things from Nate. And first and foremost, she's going to France to try and play dirty with Kyle. So she's got to have a cover story, and I'm assuming she's going to lie to Nate, and Audra's going to say that, Victor's demanding that she goes because of their new business, something like that. Claire gives Kyle approval, and that could be Claire telling Kyle, go ahead and go to that party in France without me. Cole's sick, so she's not going to leave her dad. Obviously, Audra is going to connive up some way to convince Kyle he has to go. Victor drives a hard bargain with Chelsea. Victor may be pushing Chelsea to cooperate at Newman Media and to stop guilt-tripping Adam about doing his job where Billy is concerned. Friday the 13th, Devon is determined to protect the family and their legacy as the party kicks off. So there's a leaked photo here I can show you from some monitors behind the scenes. That's Amanda and Lily with actor Billy Flynn. Based on the intense scene with him and Lily, I'm still back to Kane Ashby recast. We'll find out on Friday. Tessa is not going to back down with Phyllis. Looks like she's pressuring her again to spill beans about Daniel. And Christine and Danny are back to Genoa City. On Friday the 13th, Daniel runs into his dad and his girlfriend at Crimson Lights, and he's so thrilled to have his one non-crazy parent back. The week of June 16th through the 20th, looks like there might be a tragedy at the party. Stay tuned tomorrow for a full video about that, because that's a whole video's worth of leaks. Something came out from one of the actors involved. Cole's health worsens. Claire and Victoria are extremely worried about him. Looks like he's going downhill fast. Billy Flynn enters with a splash, and I'm guessing he's going to be back to Genoa City after the big party in France. Mariah takes another step away from Tessa, which hurts her wife. Daniel's there to support her, and Daniel's confiding in Tessa about Phyllis is crazy, and Tessa is confiding in Daniel about Mariah's issues. So there's lots of bonding, and they're getting closer, and that could spell trouble in the future. Sally tries to keep Billy in check when things fly out of control in France. Nick tries to keep Phyllis in check when things fly out of control in France. And Victor is going to be outraged, and he's adding another name to his enemies list. Dumas was already on his enemies list, but he's going to be able to cross it out and write in the guy's real name.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.